Let's talk hip scarves. So they come in a billion different sizes and a billion different colors. Most commonly, they have beaded fringe and coins. The coins can come in gold and or silver, different materials, velvet, chiffon, silky materials. Such as this one. This one's chiffon. And you'll find these are much more lighter weight than if you were with something like this with a lot of coins on it, and the velvet material itself is pretty heavy. So because of that, when putting it on, just to prevent it from slipping from being too loose because of how heavy it is, you want to first bring it up to your midsection, tie it as tight as possible, but not too tight, because we're about to scooch it down below our belly button. And that's how you put on a hip scarf. Now, when it comes to a few different types of materials, if you don't want to deal with a possibly too heavy hip scarf, there's always these. This is all crochet, fairly lightweight, nice and big. And these little shiny round things are called paillettes. Obviously much lighter than those coins, and if you ever find the noise of a regular hip scarf to be just too noisy, this would be perfect for you. And lastly, of course, simply finding one of your most colorful scarves around the house for now and putting it around your waist as so, in whatever fashion that you choose. It doesn't have to be to the side. The back can be centered. And you're ready to dance. For one of our routines, we will be learning a veil choreography. This is what a veil looks like. For length, you want to try to get one or look for or make one be about 2.5 yards in length. When it comes to shape, it comes in two different shapes. This one, rectangular. And the second most common shape for belly dance is half circle, or as some might like to put it, semicircular. So, and of course you can choose either or. It doesn't affect the dance whatsoever. It's just based on personal preference. Now when it comes to different materials, this one in particular is a very lovely material of chiffon. It's more affordable, and also it's easy to find in your local craft store. It is a bit heavier, of course, than the silk, but that shouldn't bother you too much. When it comes to what's on the edges, it doesn't have to have beadwork on it, but it does add a little bit of flair. But please keep in mind, if you were to ever get one or put on beads yourself, it will change the weight, sometimes drastically. So keep that in mind. If you still want to go for a silkier, shinier look, this is a sort of faux silk type of material. Also very affordable and easy to find in your craft store. Still looks lovely, still flows through the air very nicely. And when it comes to colors, of course, whatever comes to mind, certainly you can find any color under the rainbow or anything in between. When it comes to anything lying around the house, try to always keep in mind length. This might be just long enough to do a couple of little things with it. But as you can see, it's still very, very short, and also the material is luckily light enough, but sometimes when it comes to this type of material being cotton blend, it can be too heavy and won't give the same look, especially when it's just not as long. So keep that in mind when looking for something just to practice with around the home.